Hello everyone, my name is Julia and welcome. I'm here today with a deep dive into one of my all-time favorite books, which is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I read it 3 times. That was when I was 10, when I was almost 15, and now when I'm 17 and almost a half. I've already mentioned that this is one of my all-time favorites, and I think that there aren't any flaws in this book, and for that reason I want to witter about its perfections for another 15 maybe minutes. One of the greatest things about this book is the turn of the phrase of Jane Austen. It's also everything is so witty and engaging that I couldn't put it down, even though I know almost everything by heart. Some quotes I can even recite. In vain I have struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you.
In vain I have struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you.
To be honest, the plot mostly boils down to this wonderful meme. Really, at first Elizabeth and Darcy didn't like each other, but then eventually they ended up marrying. That's true, we have to acknowledge it. But the book is way deeper than just that. Somehow Jane Austen makes this plot based on who will marry whom feel like almost a murder mystery. Even though I know the plot by heart, it is still unputdownable because of this writing style and the way everything is expressed. I've quite often heard that people dislike the book because they believe everyone is silly, but for 2 or 3 main characters, Lizzie, Darcy, and Jane. Well, to that, my answer is that look around yourself. I think it's just that the main characters are very, very smart, and since everything else is shown from their perspective, other characters tend to seem like they're stupid, but in the real life they're not as thick as 2 short planks. They might be just normal people, not geniuses, not that brilliant, but still normal people. And then the other accusation of this book is that the love interests are awful. Obviously, we have 2 love interests, Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley. The former of whom is for Lizzie, and the latter is for her elder sister Jane. And to be honest, I can't even imagine how one might not like them. Both of my personalities are happy with those 2 dudes, since Bingley is this adorable man with golden retriever vibes, whereas Darcy is this erudite, proud, aristocratic person, which is actually what 2 of my identities enjoy. With Bingley, the whole plot is just sequitur, not non sequitur, but really sequitur. Everything pans out in the most logical way. I don't have any questions to Bingley or why anything happens with Bingley. And as for Darcy, what we love him for is that he really does understand things. He reflects on them and changes. I think the character of Mr. Darcy is the one who really grows and evolves throughout the book. I mean, the character growth is able to be seen in Lizzie too. There is character development because, come on, she overcame her sympathy towards Wickham. She became wiser, as we may see, and so on. But it was Darcy who kind of shifted his outlook on the world, who started doing things differently, and that's amazing. That's what many of us should hold up as a role model. And besides, his sayings are wonderful. Like, most quotes from this book that I love are just the words of Darcy. Well, In Vain I Have Struggled is a household name now, but I also like the one about attitudes, like, my good opinion, once lost, is lost forever. No, that's a character. It's difficult to act that way in real life, but if someone is really exercising such outlook, that's, well, maybe not laudable, maybe it's not the wisest way, but at least it makes you respect the person. As for other characters in the book, I'm really eager to know more about Georgiana Darcy, this young sister of Mr. Darcy's. Like, she's more than 10 years his junior. She's 16 or 17, basically my age, and he's like 27, 28. This little shrinking violet, this painfully shy creature, seems to be one of the most amiable characters that are present in this book. She's so cutely shy when the Bingley sisters try to flatter her. I absolutely adore it, and I think I'd love to know more about her. I should search for some fanfiction. And then there's also Charlotte Lucas, or rather Collins. And as for this couple of Charlotte and Mr. Collins, I want to say that my initial reaction is that I want to throw up. Mr. Collins is basically disgusting. He was brilliantly played in the 1995 serial. Yep, serial. Like, he was absolutely credible, but still kind of revolting. And everything about him is so revolting, even in the book, the way he comments on the potatoes and the house, and interjects and cuts into the dialogue with something about Lady Catherine de Bourgh. That makes me personally hate him, and well, Lizzie too, and Charlotte Lucas just wanting a family nest, family home, finally agreed to marry him. Well, it was her choice, but still, when I think about them, I want to throw up. But the next second, I become really curious about what's going to happen to them, because we only come to see their life when Lizzie visits Charlotte in Hunsford, and at that point they're only married for a few months, like 3 months maximum, and I think it's just 2. And their family life is just starting. But towards the end of the book, we learn that Charlotte has a bun in the oven, and the family is soon going to be larger, and it seems like something I'm extremely curious about to learn what it will be like for Charlotte, a dear friend of Lizzie's, so she's no idiot, to live with Mr. Collins, and to live with him for a long period of time, and what their children will be like. This theme of children is actually brought up quite a few times in the book. We see Wickham, who's the ignoble son of a good man, really a good man. We learn that the elder Wickham was a good man, and then we see the Bennet family, which is absolutely amazing. Like the five sisters are so different from each other, and at the same time, it is perfectly credible that they could all grow up under the same roof with the same parents. And we also see that while the elder sisters are so clever and even I think smarter than their father is, the younger ones take a lot after their mother. Her her not so reflective personality, let's put it so. It's really amazing how we see those different families. And what I'm curious about in case of the Collins family is whether the children are going to be more like Mr. Collins or they're going to be the Lizzies and Janes in the family of Mr. Collins. And going back to the Bennet sisters, it's very interesting to contrast them with the Bingley sisters, especially when it comes to the interpersonal relationships. Because I think that with the Bingley sisters, well, one of them is Mrs. Hurst and the other is Miss Bingley. The case is that if something happens to one of them, the other is going to drop her just for the sake of her own reputation. Whereas with Jane and Lizzie, there is this genuine friendship and affection, and they're not gonna drop each other at any point in their lives. And moreover, they even take pains to like assist their parents in reforming their younger sisters. Well, at least Kitty. With Lydia, there's nothing else to be done, and Mary has to remain home just for someone to be with their mother. And last but not least, what I love about this book is the fact that memes based on it are mind-blowing. Like, they're on the level of the memes based on The Secret History, and the memes based on The Secret History are one of the best things that you can come across in your Pinterest feed. And this brings me to the end of this video, which I hope you have enjoyed, because I have. I always like to talk about Pride and Prejudice. I hope also that it was quite intelligible, and thank you for your attention. If you want to see me again, which are on about books or anything else, please subscribe to my channel, Julia Caesar.